Hey guys, so I get companies that reach out to me pretty often about those wireless CarPlay dongles, and most of them I don't end up taking a look at. The reason is because it's so hard to find a dongle that works with the NSX. It has an older antiquated head unit, and truth be told, the AutoCast unit has performed really well. This is the Play 2 video right here. It's been working flawlessly up until about a week ago, and then it finally died. But it's put in years and years of streaming capabilities and wireless CarPlay in an older head unit that honestly other dongles have not worked with, no matter the price point. So I had a representative reach out to me from Pairr, and she said that they are essentially an offshoot from AutoCast. They're building off of AutoCast's name to create a new line, and one of the products is a Pairr Max Pro. So this is the Play 2 video from AutoCast. This is the unit from Pairr. As you can see, they're very similar looking, but they do have some notable differences on why I chose to take a look at this one instead. So AutoCast and Pairr both do a really good job at their packaging. This is very high quality, very thick cardboard. It comes encapsulated in this foam ring. You have aesthetically really nice packaging all the way through. Now you get two different USB cables, one USB-C to USB-C and one USB-A to USB-C, so you're covered no matter which USB port your vehicle has. The only stipulation that you really need to have this thing work is you need to have wired CarPlay. Now the website typically says that you need to have wired CarPlay in your OEM head unit. I'm going to show you an aftermarket head unit that this did work on, and it worked really well. So what I thought would be interesting was just to go through, show you the key differences on this thing, load it up, probably in the MDX, and then we'll actually switch it from that to the NSX to the TSX with the aftermarket head unit and show how seamlessly this thing can transfer from vehicle to vehicle, and also how it operates from vehicle to vehicle, because it does recalibrate each time you load it on a different head unit. I do have some notes over here because I did want to go over a couple of details that I think are important when you're purchasing these things. So this has 2 gigs of RAM in it. It's important because the units that only have 1 gig of RAM, a lot of times the applications freeze. And if this thing's primary duty is streaming video and having movement, you want to have it as seamlessly as possible. The wireless CarPlay aspect on this really frustrated me because it was really difficult to update the software. And in addition to that, the software on this made the voices sound robotic when you were talking to Siri or other hands-free options. The voice sounds native like regular CarPlay, so that's a huge win for me, and honestly enough to upgrade this, because it was really annoying having that thing read messages in a robotic voice. But in addition to this, it now has over-the-air updates, which when connected to a Wi-Fi source is extremely easy to do. You literally press a button, and if there's a software update, it automatically downloads. Win. So this comes standard with CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, and wireless Android Auto, including Netflix, YouTube, and I was told that it also had TikTok and Prime Video. I have not gotten that to work. I've reached out to the company. We'll see what they respond with, but on the website as well, it says that it has TikTok and Prime Video, which I would love to have Prime Video on this thing. But in addition to that, Bluetooth is 4.2, 1080p, it works off both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. The power input is only 1 amp. So some of the older vehicles, including the NSX, only have 1 amp output. It's not very strong, but it is strong enough to run this, which makes things so much easier when you're trying to get wireless CarPlay into a vehicle. It's a quad-core processor up to 1.5 hertz. So why get this? It's a great question. If you already have wireless CarPlay, do you want this? And I think the answer is yes. When I'm out camping, I could insert a thumb drive into this and stream video that I have downloaded or movies. You're sitting waiting in the parking lot and you want to catch up on some YouTube, or you're having video on in the back seat for the kids, or whatever the case may be. Being able to stream and occupy some downtime with your OEM head unit and not fiddling with a different screen or a phone or an iPad, it really enhances a seamless experience with your OEM head unit, which is really nice. So in addition to that, because you're using the OEM head unit, all of your controls work just as if they were supposed to. you're changing the volume up and down, using your hands-free link to call somebody, it all operates as if it's OEM. So that's a nice touch with these things. So let's go plug this into the MDX and I will show you how seamless it is to actually get this thing rolling, and then we'll hop around to some different vehicles and show you how quickly it boots up in them. Most of the apps for the actual dongle. If we press here, we can go up and take a look at all the other things that are included with it. So primarily Netflix, YouTube, we have YouTube Music, Spotify, IPTV, and here's the fun one, over the air. So let's connect to Wi-Fi because we can see we're not right now. So here we have the video. What's really nice is if we literally just do that, we can go full screen, or like that, we can move it back down. So this is as easy as upgrading it now, thankfully, which is wonderful. So the entire screen, so that works good. And again, I'm pressing the native back button on the head unit to get back to some of these things here. Voila! So one of the coolest things about this is that it works on aftermarket head units too. For as much as I drive, being able to switch this thing around between different vehicles is a lifesaver, and it's extremely quick. Like your Bluetooth connection, your Wi-Fi connection, it's to the dongle, it's not to the head unit. So swapping the dongle around to different vehicles is super quick because it instantly connects. So this is one of the coolest features, is this has picture-in-picture. I've only gotten this to work on the aftermarket head unit, but basically if you touch it, the nice thing about this is when you have your maps on or your navigation and you're driving, you can have this playing and you can make it a little bit bigger by double tapping. So if you press it once to bring up the menu and then twice in the center, it'll also maximize it, which is really handy. Now, obviously, you do all this at your own risk. You shouldn't be driving and watching video at the same time. However, the function is there. Now, if you touch in the middle and then twice, then boom, it maximizes the screen for you. And just like before, you can drag down to minimize, go all the way down to get rid of it completely. Okay, so this video is finally coming to an end. This is awesome, and I love using it. I did hear back from the company. This is almost like a pre-production unit, so it did not have Prime Video or TikTok video on it. So I can't give you a review on that. But for what it does have, which is YouTube primarily and Netflix, it works great, and it works on a variety of head units. So I'm really happy with this and eager to keep using it and test it out kind of on a long-term basis and see how it holds up. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below.